Okay, here it is recording. All right. So guys, what I really wanted to talk about tonight, and you guys can feel free to, like, this isn't like a really like formal like call. Like, you guys have to sit there and listen to me blab all night long. If anything comes up or any questions, like, please just like unmute, interject, ask questions, whatever. But one of the things that I really, really like, one of like me and Nick's goal, it's like our main goal this year, is really to help the team in general, like the people who say they really want it and are doing the actions to make it happen and build their business, like really reach those goals that they say that they want to reach. And I'm not talking like specifically, sorry, let me just unmute some of the lines here so there's no background noise. Sorry, 1 second. I'm not like just talking like specific goals, like I want to be a diamond coach, or I want to be a star diamond, or hey, I want to do what Heidi's doing and go to the New Leader Conference, or I want to end 2020 as a premier or elite team. Like, I want to do these things, because at the root of all of those things always boils down to you growing your team over time. And I did go live about this today in Team Forever Strong. So if you haven't had a chance yet to listen, make sure you listen to that. But that's really going to be our goal this year, is for me and Nick to really be able to help you guys get to that next level. And in order to really do that, we, as like, the leaders here, and the ones who really want to run with this, we really have to set the pace for our teams in terms of, are we doing those right activities that are going to actually get us to that next level? And those right activities are really, are we bringing on business building coaches onto our teams every single month? Like, that's really the key component, because if we're not doing that, then our coaches aren't going to do that either. Because no matter what you tell people, or like what you say that like they need to be doing, unless you're doing it, they're not going to follow suit. Does that make sense? It really is like the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. And so we always talk about, like, even for example, something basic like Success Club. If you want your new coaches or your team to be hitting Success Club, then you have to be leading from the front, and you have to be hitting Success Club yourself. And if you don't, your team's going to kind of look at that and be like, well, she's not hitting Success Club, and they're really not going to see the importance of it. And the same thing goes with finding business building coaches. So what I really want to talk about today a little bit is finding ways to start to be able to attract more business building coaches to you, onto your team. Because yes, you do have to spend time. Obviously, it's not going to be just all attraction marketing with people just coming to you. That's just not how it works. The majority of it is going to be, you behind the scenes inviting people to those business webinars. But there's ways that you can breadcrumb through your stories every single day, where you're actually sharing different little nuggets about what you do as a coach. So that way, when it does come time to make the invite on social media about our webinar we have coming up, on, I had to change the date, but you might want to write this down in your calendars. February 11th and February 25th are our two next business webinars, and they're going to be at 8:30 at night. I had to make the time change now with the Keegan going to bed and all the kids going to bed at the same time, but you want to keep those dates out, because there's things that you can be breadcrumbing and that you should be breadcrumbing now and every day anyways. So that way, when, like I said, you do go to make a post on your Instagram stories or just a post in general, people know and kind of get a gist of what you do as a coach anyways, because you breadcrumb those things throughout your stories. Like, this shouldn't be one of those things where all of a sudden it's like you forget about the business webinars, and all of a sudden, like, the post goes up in Team Forever Strong for the reminder the day before, and you're like, shoot, like, the business webinars tomorrow, I didn't invite anybody to it. I really got to get people in there, right? This is something that you really got to be planning out in advance, because your business depends on it. Your success in this business, the amount of lives that you impact, the amount of income that you earn, the ability for you to be able to really grow with it and earn residual income really depends on this one activity that has got to be done. So some of the ways that you can start to breadcrumb this stuff throughout your stories, because you don't want to be like, some of us, like, we get really good, right, at sharing our fitness journey. We get really good at sharing about the fitness piece. We get really good at talking about why we're doing this workout program and sharing the little clips of the workout moves throughout the day and inviting people to be a part of our fit clubs. or online support and accountability groups, whatever you call them, right? And that part, right? It's like you feel a little bit more comfortable with it, right? But you only feel more comfortable with it, guys, because you're doing it more and more and more. And you'd feel just as comfortable inviting to the business if you started to make that a part of your daily activities on your stories. So just as we are talking about our health and fitness journey every single day, and we're inviting to that, like we use a poll or swipe up and send me an email or whatever it is, we need to be doing the same thing in terms of the business. We need to be showing people every single day how we fit this in. When people go and they watch your story on Instagram, do they know that you are running a business? Or do they think that you're just someone who's really into health and fitness? And a good way to judge that is to just go back and listen to your stories over the past 24 hours. Do you mention anything about a business? Do you mention anything about being a health and fitness influencer or being a coach or anything at all about it? Is there anything in your story at all about business, or is it all just health and fitness? Because whatever you're sharing is what you're going to attract. So it's just that one tweak. And a good rule of thumb or a good idea to try to start to talk more about the actual business is to by simply just taking out the business activity tracker, right? Now, if you have the business activity tracker out, that says every single little thing, right, that we should be doing, need to be doing as coaches every single day if we want to build our business. Follow these things, do these things, build a business. Choose to ignore it, don't do those things, don't build a business, right? Very simple. You can use those ideas on there as things to talk about in your story to share about coaching. So for example, right? Yes, one of the things on there is, did I get my workout in today, right? Check. Well, how about instead of just tomorrow, instead of just showing a couple of your workout moves, right? And just going through the motions, how about you put a little clip on there of yourself talking and saying, part of my job as being a health and fitness influencer, part of my business is that I show up for myself every single day and press play. I'm not perfect, but it's progress over time. And how cool is that that's part of my job? Now, if you don't feel comfortable talking, you can just put a little blurb in there, like it's so awesome how, like, this is my job. Like, this is how I get paid. Part of the reason why I get paid is by showing up for me every day, right? Little things like that. So you can throw that in there. Now, you don't want to go crazy here and go balls to the wall. And all of a sudden now, like every single post, like you're trying to get everything in there in one day. I'm talking just breadcrumb it every single day. So that way when people watch like your story tomorrow, they'll be like, she gets paid to do that? Like that's part of her job to work out? I thought she just liked working out. Like I had no idea. So the light bulb kind of goes on. They start to kind of pay attention a little bit more. Then maybe the next day, you share a little screenshot of the Mind Your Business podcast that you're listening to while you're in the shower every single morning, right? You do a little screenshot, you give your best takeaway, and then again, you talk about how, hey, you know what? The funny thing is, guys, I used to hate personal development. I used to make fun of people who used to do personal development until I actually started my own business and realized that if I really wanted to grow my business successfully, I had to grow myself. And now I can't go a day without listening to personal development, like in the shower or doing my makeup or when I'm in the car or when I'm doing laundry, just kind of like, again, breadcrumbing for people so that they see like, oh, okay. So she has to work out. That's part of her job. She's going to she does personal development, right? Because she's got to grow herself if she wants to grow her business and help other people. It always starts with you. Interesting. They start to pay attention a little bit more, right? Then the next day, and this is on the tracker too, checking into your challenge groups. How about the next day, right? You hold your phone up to your computer and you show them your challenge group. God, guys, you know what? Honestly, I wouldn't have made it this far without these women in my online fit club. I would not have made it this far without them. Like when you decide to join me and you're ready to work on you, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get all of these motivational things and support and accountability. And it's awesome. And like, this is all part of what I do as a coach is I check in here every single day and I'm inspired and I'm motivated and I love it. So now they can start to see, all right, I'm going to be part of there's going to be part of a community here now that I'm going to be part of. You see what I mean? So it's just these tiny little things. You can do the same exact thing whenever there's a call, right? Take a picture like tonight, right? We'll all show our faces at the end and, we can take a picture of it. And instead of just posting up a picture like team call, because people on the outside, guys, think about that. Like they don't even know, what does that even mean, team call? Like team call, like I don't know what she's talking about, right? That's where you can say like, hey, you know what? Like I look forward to these business calls that we have once a week. We have endless support. I thought that I wasn't going to know what the hell I was doing when I got started in this business, but then I realized I have all the support in the world. And one of the ways that I get the support is through these weekly calls, and I love it. And I look forward to it every Wednesday night. Something like that, so that the outsider now who's considering coaching and is even thinking about it is now thinking, hey, I was kind of worried too, like, because I don't know what I'm doing, but hey, this is pretty cool. So they have like trainings and they have support and they have different ways to help me build my business. So I'm not going to be in this alone. So do you guys see what I'm saying here? So you can literally take out the business activity tracker, okay? And you can literally pick one small thing a day that you're going to talk about that revolves around your business, and just share it, just a little nugget of it, right? Just a little tiny little snippet of it. And you know what? Every week, it's going to be the same thing over and over again. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, because with coaching and being a successful coach and building a successful business, it's just those same things over and over again. And you got to remember, even if you sound like a broken record, there are new people following you and watching you all of the time. So it's really important that you are sharing these things every day, week after week, month after month. It should feel like, I just shared this though. That's right, you did. And you're going to continue to keep sharing that. You're not trying to do this to tell your mother. This isn't for your parents or like somebody who's close to you who knows why you're doing this. This is for the new people who want to change their life. So that's why it's so important that you continue to share these things over and over and over again. How about even sharing one day? Like, hey guys, like, why did you become a coach? Do people know why you're even in this business? What's the purpose of it? Why are you in it? Are you in it because you became a stay-at-home mom and you lost that whole connection with adults and that you really craved, and you really wanted to get that personal connection back? You really wanted to be able to find that thing that was yours now that you stopped your full-time job to be home with the kids? Like, what is your purpose for doing this? So even just sharing a little clip of that, guys, on your story so that people can kind of see themselves in you and will give them a reason to follow. You don't need to be at your goals, guys, at all. As a matter of fact, people have way more fun watching you and following you along the journey than when you've already made it and hit that goal. Like, they want to know why you're here. Like, you know what, guys? Like, I'm going to be honest. I'm doing this business right now, right? Because I really want to do this full time and I don't want to do my second job. And I have a goal that I'm going to be building this business part-time while I'm doing my other thing and being a mom. But by April or by June, this is going to be my full-time job. And this is how I'm fitting it in. Showing people like how you fit it in, where you fit it in. Because it's really hard for people to even see that. Now, so that's the first piece of it, right? So if you're sharing these things now all the time, right? And now you know that there's a business webinar coming up on the 11th, right? A couple days prior to that is where you can start to talk on your stories. Like, hey guys, I know you've been watching me for a while. Maybe you've been wondering what exactly it is that I do as a coach. Maybe you're wondering if it's for you or not. I got something awesome for you guys. Our team is putting on a free webinar, right? It's totally free, just a chance for you to sit back, listen, take it all in, and learn and see if this is maybe something that would be a good fit for you or not, right? If you think that you'd want to check it out, if this sounds like something you want to be a part of, awesome. Vote on my poll. I'll reach out and get you added. Or, you have to give them a call to action, guys. You can't just like talk into it and then, just, let me know if you want to, be a part of it or not. Like that's not concrete enough, and a really good thing to do too. I've got really good feedback about this is put captions on every single story that you do, because I've talked to a ton of people. They reach out to me tons every single day that say, I'm so glad that you put captions on your stories because I'm at work all day and I can't listen to people talking. And so I would have no idea what you were even saying if it weren't for those captions. So put those on your stories as well, just little blurbs so that people can read along if they can't listen, okay? But give them that call to action when it comes time for the business webinar. Either I'm gonna drop my email here, shoot me an email tonight, I'll reach out and I'll get you added to my webinar so that you can listen. It's totally free, no strings attached. Or vote on the poll, or swipe up and send me a direct message right here on Instagram, and I will reach out and get you added. Some kind of call to action for them, right? Because if you're gonna have way more success, guys, having people want to learn about coaching, now that you've spent some time sprinkling in what coaching even is, versus the person who never talks about it, never talks about the business, and then all of a sudden, there's like a picture of like, join my free webinar. People on the other end, you gotta kind of always put yourself in the other person's shoes. They're gonna be looking at it being like, okay, I see these workouts every day, like awesome. I see the kids, like I see the motivation, like I see real life going on, and then I see free webinar. What the hell is she doing? What is this free webinar about? You want people to know, like, oh, okay, cool. I know what this is gonna be about because she talks every single day a little bit about what she does in her business. Does that make sense, guys? Does anybody have any questions on any of that so far? No? Okay. And the next tip that I wanted to give you guys is as you're talking to people now, so that's like the story thing. And so just put that on your to-do list about breadcrumbing in about the business every day, right? And the more you do this, the more comfortable you're going to get, the easier it's going to feel. It's going to feel like riding a bike. It's going to be like when you post your workout move every single day, or the move of the day if you do that, or whatever. It's going to be so simple and so flawless to the point that if you miss a day, you'll be like, shit, I didn't even talk about the business yesterday. Like, you know what I mean? Like you'll notice it. It will become such a habit. And that's really what this is all about, is creating those newer habits that are going to get you to that level that you want to be. And it's not going to happen overnight, right? But it's going to happen over time of you just making that slight tweak. That's it. Just a slight tweak in the things that you're sharing will make all the difference. You will notice that you will be getting more people interested in coaching. You'll have more people in the business webinars. You'll be actually signing up people to do this business with you. You'll be welcoming them into the team page. All of that will start to shift because it is good, right, to sign up, obviously, people to get started on their health and fitness journey. Because those people over time, they do go on to become really great, awesome, active coaches, as long as they have success and they are proof the product works. So you definitely don't want to forget about your challenges and your people that you already have. However, you still do need to be seeking out and looking for those right business building people who want to come in like I did, or maybe you did, for strictly the business. That is why I came into this. It was not, yes, I had 35 pounds I needed to lose, but I came into this, teach me how to earn money so I can be home with my kids. Like, tell me what to do, and I'm going to do it. You want to find those people, and they're not going to come out to you unless you are actively talking about this and sharing these little nuggets every single day and sharing that excitement. That is really what attracts people. You don't even need to talk about income. They don't need to know that you didn't make a paycheck yet, right? If they feel your excitement and they feel your energy, they are going to want to do this with you. That is the key to it all, right? So it can't just be like a going through the motions thing. So if you need to put on some pumped up music or do whatever it takes to get yourself fired up before you actually talk about the business, that will make a dramatic difference too. And the last kind of thing that I want to talk about is, so as I was saying, when you're talking to these people now, behind the scenes, just having normal conversations, and you're inviting to your challenge group, say for example, I want you to keep a running list. Any time that you are talking to somebody and they're like, no, I can't afford it. Okay. That is red flag. Bing, bing, bing. That is going to be the red flag where you are simply going to say to them, okay, girl, you know what? I totally understand. Totally hear you. Was there, am there, whatever you want to say. How about this? Have you ever considered learning more about what I do so that you can start to change that situation? Or, you know what? I totally understand where you're coming from. Would you be interested in checking out my free webinar or our team's free webinar so that you can learn more about this? Because this could be the thing that changes your financial situation for you. That's why I'm doing it, right? Just a little thing like that. And you're going to keep a list. You're going to make sure that they know it's free. You don't need to buy anything. There's no strings attached. Nobody's going to be trying to sell you anything. It's literally learning, free learning, okay? And then you're going to keep a list of these people now every single day. Because tell me about it, right? It's the number one objection that you get, isn't it? I don't have the money, right? That is when you're going to tell them about the business and find out, hey, would you be willing or would you be interested in learning more about what I do? That's it. A simple question. Yes or no. Like, yeah, I would be interested in learning more about it. Okay, great. Because you know what? Our team is putting on a free webinar on February 11th. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write your name down. And as it gets closer, I'll make sure to reach out to you to make sure to get you into that group so that you don't miss out. Sound good? Awesome. I'll send you a message the day before as a reminder. And then you're going to have a running list of all of these people. So that way, like I said, when the business webinar comes up, you're not like scrambling, like blasting messages to people, trying to get people in there because you know how important it is. Now you've had this running list. You have this running list of people who need help financially. Just like people need help with their health and fitness, the exact same amount need help with their financial situation. And now it's going to seem way less stressful for you. And you're going to go into these webinars with way more confidence because number one, now you've been sprinkling this information about that you even are a business owner in your stories every day. So people are starting to get little glimpses of what she does here and there, not the whole package, right? You don't want to give it all away. That's what the webinar's for. But you've been sprinkling in little tidbits about it. People are watching. You've been having conversations every day, not every once a week, every day. And every time that you've heard somebody tell you that they can't afford it, you've invited them to listen and learn to this. So you have their names down. And now you have 10 people that you're going to follow up with the day before the webinar. Hey, just wanted to let you know, I know we talked last week. You wanted to learn more about what I do to see if it would be a good fit for you. Here's the event. I'm going to invite you to it. It's going to kick off tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. I'm going to send you one more reminder on the day of because I know how crazy busy life is, just so you don't miss out. Can't wait. See you there. And then you're going to be on the call too. That's the key because you don't want your people to show up and not see that you're watching with them, right? Like you want to be in it with them. They want to know that you're going to be, because it doesn't matter that they're hearing from me talk. It doesn't matter. They want to know that the person who invited them to it is going to be the one there every single step of the way. So think about that, right? It doesn't really give a good first impression if like you're talking to somebody about how awesome this is and how much you love it and how much they should do it and go to the webinar and blah, blah, blah. And then they're on the webinar and then they're like, well, where's Kathy? She said, oh, awesome. Like, why isn't she on this? Like they will not be as invested. Does that make sense, guys? So those are some really, really key things, but I really want to make February 11th our biggest webinar that we've had in a long, 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 long time. And it's going to start with you guys because like I said, what you do is what your coaches are going to do. So as you get this information from me, because I don't tell this to everybody, obviously, but because everybody's at different levels, but as you're getting all this information, make sure that you're at least checking back to, even if you only have one coach and you're telling them, hey, listen, it's really important that you get a couple people in there. Here's how you're going to do it. Here's some ways that you can do it. Here are some messages that you can send, about it, but get it on your calendar, get some people in there, even for brand new people, guys, even if they just get in like 5 people, 3 to 5 people to start, if like you're brand spanking new, right? Getting just somebody into it, getting them into the actual habit of inviting them to listen and learn is gonna make a huge, when the light switch actually goes on for coaches and this all actually clicks for them, we're like, oh shit, yeah, I need to be bringing on business building coaches. Their entire business changes drastically. It's just when you kind of are sitting here and you're going through the motions and you're like, okay, I gotta hit Success Club, gotta do that. You're going through the motions and you're just going through them with no energy, with no excitement, and you're missing that whole piece of not finding any business building coaches, right? It's gonna be like near impossible it is going to be impossible actually to be able to change your financial situation if you're one of those people who really wants to change it drastically, right? Like I said, I said in my live video today, like if people are just here because they have smaller goals and they just want to get their Shakeology paid for or whatever, this doesn't apply to them. For the people who really want to go big with this, right? This is like the fundamental difference between the coaches who are there and the ones who are still kind of stuck. And so just keep in mind that if you are one of those people that hasn't been consistent with that, it's not a big deal. Like, don't beat yourself up about it. You're going to start now, but just remember that even if you've been a coach for a whole year, right? You can't look at another coach and play the comparison game and look at another coach who came on and has been coaching for a year and is like way over there and you're over here, because that coach was probably doing those business building activities, right? With the bring on active coaches from day one. And if we're just starting now, it's okay, but you have to give yourself time for that to be able to catch up. Okay. So that's the key. And remember, you cannot operate as an island, right? It's okay, right? You get your spouse on board, you run his account. Maybe you have your mom or your dad signed up, so you're running those 2 accounts. Guys, it's like astronomical amount of work to keep up with all of that, right? And basically it's just like a house of cards at that point. Like, you need to find people just like you that are going to be going out and doing that. But like I said, like, you got to be the one talking about it, inviting to it, and just make it a goal for yourself. Make it a priority now this year for you. Like, if you really want 2020 to be different than the way 2019 ended, it's going to be this that's going to be the game changer, right? It's going to be this. It's going to be just this one thing. You could be doing all the right things in the world, and it's just this one little tiny thing that you need to tweak. And as soon as you do, I'm telling you right now, it's going to all change for you. And you're going to get way more excited, because no one likes to do this business alone, right? Who the heck likes to be in this alone? No one. It's going to be way more fun, way more energizing. You're going to be able to help way more people once you actually have your own team that you're building consistently every single month. So just remember that. Yes, all good stuff. I am pumped. The webinars have been a game changer for me. Yes. And guys too, like, I do run the webinars, right? I do them twice a month at 8:30 p.m. now. And I mean, there's nothing like being on it live, right? It's just not the same. It's kind of like when you listen to a recording. I mean, it's like, it's good, but you really want to be on it, so that way you can be with everybody else who's engaging in it and questions that they have. So I do upload, though, all of those webinars. So that way, for example, like when I'm talking to people behind the scenes and I don't want them to wait like a 2-week period to get, like, I like to kind of strike when the iron is hot, and you should too. If I have someone who I know really wants to learn about this business and like they're really excited about it, I will either be like, hey, are you around tomorrow at this time so we can chat for 10 to 15 minutes and you can pick my brain? And you guys can do that too, and you can use me for that. you can reach out to me, Kathy, listen, I got this girl. She really wants to learn about coaching. Are you free at all this week or tomorrow, whatever, 10 or 15 minutes so we can talk to this girl and answer any kind of questions. And I would be more than happy to do that for you guys. But like I said, I do always upload my videos. So I do sometimes send my recording to people for them to listen to. Or if I'm inviting people to it, guys, sometimes you'll get people that will be like, oh, I'm not going to be around at that time. Like, I'm not going to be around at that time. I'll be like, that's okay. Would you like me to send you the recording? I'd love that. Awesome. Get their email address, guys. Okay. Get their email address. And then once I've done the webinar and I upload it and I give it to you, you can send it to them. So, all right, guys, that's all I really wanted to touch on tonight. Does anybody have any questions about that? Remember, it's going to start with us. It's going to start with us. My goal this month, I brought on so far 2 active coaches, but going forward, because I need to level it up too, going forward, my goal every single month minimum is 5 business building coaches, minimum. Okay, I'm giving that to myself as a goal. No more dicking around. Okay, this team means business. So we need to lead from the front. We need to be the ones. You know what? Hell, post in the team page. Hey, you know what? Just got 5 people who are going to be listening to the webinar on the 11th. Can't wait. I'm going to be adding more. You know, do these things, because when you do that and it's not just all in closed doors, behind closed doors and on a computer, then people are seeing, oh, shit, she's inviting to the thing. I better do that too. And you better believe, you know how many people like to compete with each other on the team? Do you know how many people like be in competition with each other? Like, hey, you know what? I'm going to try to get more Success Club points. Who wants to try to beat me this month? Who wants to try to beat my Success Club? You do? Okay, awesome. Right? You post it in the team page. Like, those people who really like a competitive edge are going to be game for that, right? And they're going to be following in our footsteps. So please don't let me be the only one posting in the team page about this kind of stuff, welcoming in new coaches. It's going to come from all of you guys. And I'm telling you, the more that you do that, when you bring on new coaches, even if it's just their first week as a coach, they're going to be like, huh, Heidi just brought on a new active coach. I should probably find me one of them, right? And they're going to know, because they're going to know that that's what she's doing, and I want to have success because she's having success, so I need to copy her, right? It's so true, right? You got to do what the successful people are doing. That's it. And it's just in that tweaking that one little daily habit. I'm going to go grab my phone so I can take a quick picture of all of us, guys, but unmute yourselves if you want, or comment any questions that you guys have. I'll be right back. 1 second. Got to grab my phone. All right, let me just clean my lens. It's like, he's always telling me, the photographer that he is, he's always like, Kathy, you have got to make sure that your lens is clean. All right, ready, guys? 1, 2, 3. Awesome. You guys are the best. You guys are so awesome. I can't wait to see what we do this year together as a team for 2020. And I am going to be talking a lot about building teams, because that is the missing link. So thanks for being awesome. Thanks for being you. You guys totally got this. And I will see you the next time. Bye, guys.